Jeffrey Darty, your Christian whistleblower. Jeffrey Darty, the Christian whistleblower, here for another great week of broadcasting. It's October the 25th, and we're bringing you today a message about the Mandela effect. Has it hit the Bible? Now, I talked about this a little bit on Coast to Coast AM on October the 13th, and I've talked about it at length on this channel, but I continue to get a lot of commentary about this. I continue to get a lot of questions about this, and I continue to get a lot of crap about this as well. Let me just tell you a few things. Number one, for 20 years, I was a full-time Protestant minister. Number two, I have a Bible college degree. Number three, I have over 100,000 hours studying the original scriptures of the Old and New Testaments. Now, if you look up, Google how many hours does it take to be an expert, the prevailing opinion is that 10,000 hours of study in any one discipline makes you an expert on that discipline. So me at over 100,000 hours, what does that make me? Well, that's for you to decide, but I'll tell you one thing it makes me. It makes me a person that is not going to sit here and listen to a bunch of you yahoos, crows sitting on a wire, making fun and talking trash and smack about eagles that are soaring over your head. So before you want to come and say something about how stupid I am, how unlearned I am, how prejudiced I am, how I don't read the scripture, how I don't know what I'm talking about, as soon as you've had 20 years as a full-time Protestant minister, or let's say half, unless you've had 10 years as a full-time Protestant minister, shut your yap. Until you have read the Bible hundreds of times, shut your yap. Until maybe you don't have a Bible college degree, but until you've had some Bible college training, shut your yap. And until you've had at least 10,000 hours of study within the biblical discipline, shut your yap. Don't come on my channel leaving messages about how stupid I am, how wrong I am, unless you have some direct scriptural, textual evidence. Quite frankly, I don't give a damn about your opinions. Quite frankly, I don't care what you think. I don't care what your mama thinks, your daddy thinks, your brother thinks, your sister thinks, your pastor thinks, your priest thinks. I don't care what your spirit guides think. I don't care what your Uncle Freddie twice removed thinks. If you're going to come on this channel, you're going to have some scriptural, logical, textual rebuttals, or you're going to be banned. It's just that simple. I'm full of it, tired of it, had enough of it. Full up to here. Not going to do it anymore. That being said, I get emails every single day. There's these 97, these 47, these 122, these 312 verses have been changed. Well, I won't go over my credentials again, but in my expert opinion, after all the study I've done, which includes being on Coast to Coast AM 6 times, I'm just tired of the bull crap. But anyway, moving on. In my study and in my opinion, there's only 2 Bible verses that have been changed that I know for sure, without a doubt, I can guarantee to myself that they have been changed. There's only 2 of them. And the two that I know for sure that have been tampered with are 2 very important ones. And the first one comes in the book of it's in 3 different places. It's in Matthew, it's in Mark, it's in Luke, but it has to do with the wine skins and bottles. Now, I know it wasn't the one in Matthew because I have a note in my own Bible on that from Matthew. The Bible that I've used is in Matthew chapter 9 and verse number 16 or 17. Men, don't put new wine into old bottles. I have a note that I wrote with my own hand. My old bottle needed breaking. Probably 25 years ago, I wrote that note. So I know that Matthew 9 hasn't been changed, but the parallel passages in Luke and the parallel passage in Matthew, I know one of them has been changed because wineskins did used to appear in the Bible. Now both say only bottles. Now I do want to let you know that in the original Greek language, it still does say wineskins in the original Greek renderings. And if you were any person that did any study, you would know that. It still does say wineskins in the original Greek. But the one that I really want to focus on, and the reason why I think this is interesting, is because I'm reminded of Joseph, his coat of many colors. His brothers threw him into a hole, sold him into slavery. He ends up saying what the evil one meant for good, what the evil one meant for bad, the divine one meant for good. It's the same thing. What the evil Lord, Yaldabaoth, Yahweh Marduk, means for evil, this Mandela effect, it's actually being turned for good because people like me are saying, hey, look. And it's interesting that what's the main difference between a leather wineskin and a glass bottle, generally speaking? You can see through glass. It's transparent. And that's why the divine are raising people up like me to point this out, because even though the evil Lord is perpetrating this Mandela effect in the personage of the Antichrist, I believe, as revealed by Daniel, that even though he's doing this, we can see through it like we can see through a bottle. It's transparent like a bottle is transparent. So there's a reason why that's the only New Testament verse that I believe with conclusive certainty has been changed. And I don't care whether you like that or not. It's just the way it is. And as soon as you have the credentials to argue with me, feel free. But don't come on my site without some written, some textual, some scriptural arguments, or you will be banned. Simple, sweet, easy, over and out. Bye-bye. It's just going to be that way. I have no more pearls to cast before you stinky, squealy, smelly swine. Just no more pearls, no more urge. My give a damn is busted. I'm done. So the big one, I think, is in Isaiah. You know where I'm going with this. I'm going with the lion and the lamb. Of course, that is in Isaiah chapter 11, verse number 6. It used to say that the lion would lie down with the lamb. The lion being emblematic of Yeshua, his regalness, his power, and he's actually acting as a shepherd with the lamb, not the bad kind of lamb, and I'll do whatever you say because I don't want to think. Not that kind of sheep, but the lamb, the people of my pasture, the sheep of my hand, my fold. It's the lion who would be and who has the power to destroy, but he's acting as a shepherd to us and leading us into places of completion and ascension. But this has been removed from the Bible, according to Daniel, through the work of the Antichrist in the Mandela effect. I just talked about this on Coast to Coast AM a few days ago on October the 13th. But now it says in verse number 6 of Isaiah 11, the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. So not only is the lion gone, replaced by a wolf, the wolf is no longer lying in a shepherdly fashion with the lamb. The wolf is dwelling amongst the lambs. That's crucial. Let me give you some Greek on this. What the Greek says is that the wolf is dwelling in the midst of the lambs. The wolf has no original authority, and that the wolf is usurping a place that does not belong to him. Hello, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. The divine is showing you something. It's transparent. You can see through the Lord's plans, the Antichrist plans. And that's right, I said it. The Lord is the Antichrist. And this wolf is front and center in the plan because this wolf is seeking to replace the lion. This wolf is the human embodiment, if you will, of the spiritual Antichrist because he's taking over the place of Christ. The place of the Christ was to be the lion shepherding the lamb. The place of this Antichrist wolf is to infiltrate the lambs, to usurp a place that was not his originally, and to usurp authority. That's what this wolf is doing. And he's doing it in Isaiah 11, verse number 6. But you've got to realize, you've got to be a student. You got to get off the TV. You got to get off the video games a little bit. Not that there's anything totally wrong with either of those. You got to get off the bong. You got to get off you got to get out of your cage, your matrix mindset, and realize that the wolf is a very specific creature within Scripture. Very little said about the wolf in Scripture. He's here now in Isaiah 11, and I'm not going to give you the verses of where he is. I'm going to give you the language, and I'm going to make you look it up because you need to do some work yourself. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. Look that up. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. The only people ever called wolves in the Bible are of the tribe of Benjamin. New Testament. The wolf amongst the sheep, dwelling amongst the sheep. In the Greek language, the way we've got it rendered, in sheep's clothing. It means a wolf disguising himself as a sheep, hanging out with sheep, usurping a place that was not originally his, trying to mix in with the sheep. It's a perfect example of the false prophet. Yeshua said, false prophet, wolf in sheep's clothing, wolf infiltrating sheep, wolf trying to lead sheep astray. It's a perfect corollary with Isaiah 11:6 as it currently stands. Now you got to take another step. Okay, Old Testament, wolf usurping the place of Christ, wolf Antichrist, wolf Benjamin. Who in the New Testament? Wolf, false prophet. Who in the New Testament is called a false prophet? Is of Benjamin. One person. One person. And I'll let you look this one up too. I was a Pharisee of Pharisees. I am of the tribe of Benjamite, a Pharisee of Pharisees, circumcised on the third day. It's in the New Testament, in a book that starts with a P and ends with an S, and it's got a bunch of other P's in it. I want you to look it up. Some of you that actually have some spiritual sensitivity, light bulbs and lightning are going off in your head because you're seeing it. You're getting it. Ah, the wolf dwelling with the lamb. Ah, the wolf is Benjamin. Ah, the wolf is a false prophet. Ah, this guy says he's a Benjamite. It makes perfect sense. And it does make perfect sense. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to bring you to the water, but I'm not here to bring you the glass and put up to your little lips and say, drink now. I'll drink. No, that's not what I'm for. I'm for you to dip you out some own water and say, look at that water. Look at that water. Maybe I should try this for myself. Oh man, I actually drank from the fountain of the waters of truth, and boom, I see it. That's what it's like. And I'm not here to pound you and make you think. I'm here to bring you to water, give you the chance to drink, and I'm here to present to you truth and give you the chance to think. I do hope, I do wish that you choose to unindoctrinate yourself. That's what I'm here for. And there will be no more pearls cast before stinky, smelly, dirty, nasty ignorant swine. Sorry. I'm all out of the swine business, so dip, 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 dip. That's all, folks. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, hoping that you will indoctrinate yourself.